Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi there. Nick, we have 2 guests this week,
Yes.
and I'm very excited about this. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Sure. My name's Oliver Zorno, and I'm the president and CEO of the Building for Kids Children's Museum in downtown Appleton.
President and CEO. I just love that. I just think that's so great. Honestly, that's like, I don't know. I feel like we've made it, Nick.
Yeah.
You know?
And we also have...
And I am Casie Holdcraft. I am the VP of Design and Communications at the Building for Kids Children's Museum.
Ooh.
I love that. And she's the VP. I mean, this is like we're really, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're really doing great
Fancy.
things. Yeah. It's going to be an exciting day. Well, welcome you guys.
Thanks for having
In
us.
the know in the 920.
It's our little jingle. There it is. That's
Very
the
nice.
jingle. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, guys. Well, this is going to be so fun. Okay, so where do we want to start? Let's start. I feel like it would be exciting to start with the beginning of your journey with the Building for Kids, Oliver.
So my journey with the Building for Kids goes back to the first 10 weeks that the Building for Kids was opened,
Wow.
So-
And when was that?
1992. So I was 4 years old, and I was one of the first 50,000 visitors in those first 10 weeks. And one of my first core memories in life is attending the Dinosaurs Alive exhibit that was there for those weeks.
That is so
That's
cool.
awesome.
Also, you just said that you were 4 years old in 1992. And in 1992...
It's okay, Kelly. It's okay.
1992, I was already like going into high school.
You were 11.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you were 11.
11?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did my research.
I was going to say, wow, you guys... Yeah. Okay, I was 11. It feels like yesterday, but also it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a really cool time for downtown Appleton. I mean, it was a challenging time.
Yeah.
It was a time when there was a lot of uncertainty about the future of downtown Appleton.
Sure.
And a couple of community leaders got together and they decided that a children's museum was a great way to ensure that our downtown always remained a family destination.
I like that.
So they got together, 500 people, built a museum in an
Wow.
old Prangies department store.
I remember.
Yeah.
that.
Oh, we hear about prangies all the time.
Oh, yes, Mom. Okay, by the way, I don't know if he told you, but we're related.
Yeah.
And I don't have like a bunch of family working here. He's the only one. But we always give a shout out to our mom, Patty. And yeah, Patty, what did she do? Like she was some
She
sort
was
of
on the teen board.
board,
back
which
in the
used
70s.
to be a cool thing, apparently, at Prangies, right?
Yeah, I think it was like advertising and stuff. And
Yeah.
Like how basically she did stuff with the store.
And like
no matter what I
models and
say, she's
stuff.
going to tell me I'm wrong.
100%. This is what's so great. Every week, we make sure that we bring up like something about our mom, like a past story, a past thing. And then every week, she sends us a text and tells us, well, actually,
Just out of the blue.
well, we kind of got like half the story right.
Yeah.
I mean, we were sort of listening.
So anyways.
But no, I remember Prangies. Okay. So, anyways, Building for Kids, 1992.
1992. Well, 1991 is when they were building the
Okay.
museum. It opened in 1992.
Okay.
And 500 people came, built awesome exhibits. There's
Sure.
some classics. We still have a few of those original exhibits, whether it's the Construction Junction Bolt Crane
Okay.
or it's the Pierce Manufacturing Fire
Yeah.
Truck. Now, both of those have received significant enhancements over the
Sure,
years.
sure.
But the back end of the fire truck and the cab of the crane are the original things that we played with in 1992.
I love that.
Cool.
In 94, we added the Amazing Heart Slide.
Okay.
And that is still there.
Yep.
And it's still beating.
I love that.
And so those are some of the exhibits that I hold dear because
Sure.
I played with them as a child.
Sure.
And our board has designated them as core exhibits. So
Okay.
those are exhibits that we plan to sort of nurture and take
Keep-
care of forever.
Sure.
And there's others
What
as well.
what makes you designate, or the board designate that? Is it just kind of like seeing how things, the public's response to it, kind of thing, and if
Yeah.
it really becomes like kind of a staple?
Yeah, so something that's iconic for us.
Yeah.
So there are those sort of nostalgic exhibits that
Sure.
go way back. But then there are other core exhibits like Move It is a core exhibit, and that exhibit is just a really in designing exhibits, and this is the work that Casie and her team do a lot of work on. There's a lot of projection of what you hope will happen.
Sure.
And so when we knock it out of the park with an exhibit like Move It, where exactly what we hoped would happen,
Sure.
which is that kids and families are moving from parallel play to collaborative play effortlessly, that we're engaging a wide variety of ages and pulling the entire family into the play pattern, then that type of exhibit also becomes eligible to be designated a core exhibit.
Sure. That's awesome. I like, again, like you were saying before, the fire truck. That's just,
Yeah.
that will always be right at the forefront.
I remember that from like
my brain.
Yeah, I was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
I
was
mean,
just always there.
I remember going there as, again, kind of like maybe more an older kid, but I remember that, and I've taken my kids there many, many times, and we love it. It's a great place to be. So how did you get your start with the museum?
Well, so I played there quite a bit.
Yep.
But then I was in high school and I needed to do some service hours and started doing service hours at the museum. And they kept trying to ask me if I wanted to work there. And I had another job at a more boring place. And I thought that was what life was about.
Sure.
Work at the boring place,
Yep.
have fun at the other.
Yep.
And eventually I caved and I took a job. And on my first day, I facilitated a princess tea party there in the middle of the mall. With a fashion show and everything.
I just feel like that's right up your alley.
Very much up my alley.
I just feel like it's just like you're totally in your comfort zone.
Yeah, and I spent about 6 years leading the team and facilitating birthday parties and
Sure.
running the front desk. And
Okay.
Yeah, so now we have employees. Well, I mean, 2 summers ago, we had an employee that I facilitated her 3rd birthday party. But I remembered, and
Full
we did face
circle.
painting on each of them, and
Sure.
I remembered her party, and I even remembered what she asked for, because it was such an unusual request. She asked me to make her look like a horse, and I am not skilled enough to do that. My jam is really at the, like, I can do the jungle cat.
Okay.
You know, the
Oh,
the
sure.
dot,
We
the
get
whiskers.
the dots.
Yeah,
Correct.
like
We
that's
get the little
that's
whiskers.
that's my
Yep.
skill set.
Yes.
But you know,
Me
she
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she wanted to be a horse, and it was one of the most obscene situations in the world. But that harkens back to a day when face painting was maybe a little bit more about the kid feeling something rather than Instagramming it.
Good
and so
point.
you
Now
could get-
everything
yeah.
is like you can't compete. Everything is going to
because-
be like a Pinterest fail.
Because the reality is that the kid can't see it.
Right.
And that was back before we invented mirrors, I guess.
Right.
But that you told the kid they looked like a horse.
Right.
And they were
look
like, I look
great.
like a horse.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
now it's, if it won't go on mom's or dad's Instagram,
Yep.
it's not good enough.
You know
So-
that is you didn't
That's
quite hit it.
That's why they moved me into the back office where I have no windows. So I can't face paint kids anymore.
I love that so much. That reminds me of the end of last school year. I volunteered for my daughter's like end of year carnival or whatever, and I got voluntold that I was going to do the face painting and I'm like, okay, I am not an artiste at all. Again, like you said, like I stop with like the little dot on the nose and the whiskers, and that's about it.
Which almost any animal has.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Right?
whatever they want to be.
Exactly.
Dot,
I
whiskers.
can do like maybe even like a little, if you want like pointy, ears somehow. I don't know, but
Well,
that's
where do you put them on the
about.
forehead?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's about all I can do. Okay. Well, the first little kid that came up, there was a huge line, as if I was again like gonna be doing something amazing for these kids. And she's like, "Can you something about the Taylor Swift number, whatever her number is? I can't remember now. It's I
Probably
have it-
13.
89.
Thank you,
Oh.
13. I was gonna say I know it has a 3 in it. I knew there was a 3. See, this is how old I'm really showing my age. But she's like, "Can you do that on my hand? Like do a 13." So I was like, I can probably figure this out. And It actually looked really good, you guys. I had like little bubble letters that I did, or bubble numbers, whatever. I ended up painting or like drawing whatever about 50 13s that day.
Very popular.
And I was like, all right, this is like,
That's how you know you made it.
Yeah.
you know, I guess, but I mean,
The most in-demand hand painter around.
I guess. I'm just saying, I understand where you're coming from with this. It's a lot. So
But-
that's how you started.
Yep. So I started on the floor, and then
And then they put you in the back.
I was the visitor experience manager, and did that for a while, and then I thought I was leaving town and never coming back. My wife
Okay.
and I, we moved out of Appleton, sold
did?
everything we owned. We moved
Okay.
to Eswatini in southern Africa.
You did?
Yeah.
This is quick. This just took a real turn.
So yeah, we moved. We lived 3.5 hour walk to the nearest paved road, and we did that for a few years. And we were never coming back to Appleton. But I did joke with Rebecca's parents, because they were driving us to the airport, that if that Appleton wasn't that bad of a place, and that maybe when we retired we could move back, and I'd run
Okay.
the children's museum.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. No, I didn't retire yet.
Right. No, I got you.
It was really when I was in Eswatini, and I recognized just how much I've taken for granted.
Sure.
Having a community that has a children's museum like ours.
Okay.
Has a children's museum, period.
Yeah.
Has
Yeah.
children's museums like ours.
Right.
So Wisconsin has the highest concentration of children's museums in the country.
Really?
And the Building for Kids in 1992, by far the largest in the state.
Wow.
Continue to hold some elements of that record, but
Okay.
Casey tells me I have to say we are one of the largest children's museums in the state
To
now.
be safe.
Okay.
To be safe,
Sure,
because
sure.
there's a few square feet that I'm pretty sure were bigger.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
we'll hold on
I
to
got
that.
you.
I'll bring over my laser. We can measure.
Yeah.
This is
But we could
scary.
measure it, and actually, we're adding 1,000 square feet next year. So
This is gonna be like a Sears Tower situation or whatever, where we just we have to add like a little spire to
Oh,
the
yeah.
top, to make it. Oh, yep, we're still the biggest.
Yep.
I love it.
I recently added 200 square feet to the museum. Just
Yes.
I love
gotta
it.
hold that over
I
Madison.
love, okay, wait, but let's just pause for a moment, because it's not like you moved to like Madison and then came back. You moved to Africa.
Yeah. So
For what reason?
my wife and I have been doing work internationally since we were 17 years old.
Okay.
Working primarily in Haiti, and then got an opportunity to be with the Peace Corps and go to Eswatini, which is this small African kingdom,
I've literally never heard of
It's
it.
it's a little enclave that's entirely surrounded by South Africa.
and Mozambique. So there's Lesotho is completely surrounded by
Oh,
South
yeah.
Africa, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
next to it is
That's
Eswatini, which is 3/4 South Africa. Mozambique is the other portion, is the neighboring country. But yeah, it was
Wow.
a fascinating experience. We really value the
That is
relationships
so
that we built
cool.
while we were there. But the perspective of a sixth grader not being able to put together a 6-piece puzzle because they hadn't had the opportunity for that sort of spatial reasoning skill development really brought me to the place of recognizing the value of what we have here.
Yeah.
And the importance of ensuring that it continues to thrive, not only for my kids,
Yeah.
but for my kids' kids.
That's so eye-opening, though, really, because, and I talk about this a lot, but it's like, we all kind of get into our routines and our bubbles and things, right? And we have it pretty darn good. Even when we think we don't have it that good, you hear stuff like that, and it's like, oh my gosh. Because my kid just finished the 6th grade, and he does like, I don't know. He's kind of a puzzle, like he loves puzzles, but he'll do like a 1,500, 2,000 piece puzzle, and just knock that out in like a weekend kind of thing. So what that's crazy. And you said you had to walk how far to get to?
It was a 3.5 hour walk to the nearest paved road, where then we'd get on a bus for about 45 minutes to get to town.
How did you get?
Man,
Like-
that
So
last
it's-
45 minutes had to feel so good.
So it's why when we moved back, we have a 1 mile radius from Houdini Plaza. That's where we're willing to live. And it was actually a fascinating experience working with one of your realtors.
Yes.
Because she said, you're the weirdest person I've ever worked with, because you don't care anything about the house.
Shout out
you
to
only
Becky.
care
I
about
love
where it
this.
is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yep, that's where I'm at. It's
Yeah.
because I walk everywhere.
Sure.
And so
I
because
totally
awesome.
get that, though. I honestly totally get that, because I think that truly location is so important, and it is like a whole vibe, and that's a big deal. I don't know. for me it is too. Like I want to be in a certain spot.
Mm-hmm.
So now you just walk to everything and
Yeah.
you've got everything at your fingertips.
I can always get to the museum. Even that's why
Yep.
we don't close for snow anymore, because I can just walk there and shovel
You're
us
there.
out.
I
we
love
don't
that.
need people to come into town.
Yeah. So, okay. So how long were you there?
So we were in Eswatini for about a little over 2 years.
Okay.
Wow.
And then we decided to come back to Appleton.
Okay.
Because Appleton is a pretty awesome place.
Sure.
Not perfect.
Yeah.
But it's the right size where maybe if we get a couple more folks to come here and invest in the community, we
Sure.
can make it perfect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely. So you came back and did you go right back to the museum?
no,
Oh.
I spent some time at the art museum. I spent
Okay.
some time with the symphony. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did all kinds of cool
yeah,
stuff.
recruited back to the Children's Museum with this in mind.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Did you go to school for all of this?
So I studied government and economics at Lawrence. And
Oh, at Lawrence.
yeah,
Nice.
and so a lot of folks, my family, oh, you're not in the government and you're not an accountant, because they think economics is accounting.
Oh,
It's very
sure.
much not for anybody
Right.
who's.
Sure.
I did not take any accounting classes
Sure.
in economics,
Yeah.
but what government and economics is really the study of coalition building, decision making, resource allocation,
Sure.
and data analysis, and that's what I do
That's
every
what you
day
do.
in my role.
Yeah.
So I just do it for
Wow.
kids.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now, Casie, tell us all about what your journey has been.
Yes, so I have been at the Building for Kids since December 2019. So,
Okay.
Closing in on 6 years
Yeah.
ish coming up.
Right.
I came right out of college. Oliver
Okay.
hired me just days before I graduated
Okay.
college. So I came to the museum. I studied English and communications.
Okay.
And then I started at the museum. I've had a couple of different roles there since I started. But at this point, I oversee our marketing and communications team,
Okay.
as well as our Welcome Center team, and then our facility and fabrication team, which brings in all of our fun exhibits. We fabricate
Sure.
them, we design them, maintain them, all of that fun stuff.
That's
Cool.
exciting. So you just she's in charge of all sorts of things.
Big chunk of the organization.
Yeah. How many roughly employees, how many people does it take to put this together?
Yeah, the museum, I mean, over the years, it's varied between 17 to 34. Right now, we're at about 25.
Okay.
But we've increased our, coming out of the pandemic, we changed the staffing structure to increase the number of full-time positions.
Sure.
To build sort of more bench strength.
Sure. Very nice.
Yeah, and how do those ideas come about? Is it
Yeah.
do you see things other places where you're like, oh, we should do something like that? Or is it
Are you the idea girl?
yeah.
I have some ideas occasionally,
Okay.
yes. But the exhibit design process is really a long process. People have no
Sure.
idea. We're talking years in the making for
Really?
us to put together. Some of our exhibits, we're actually in the exhibit design process for a new exhibit right
Okay.
now. Oliver was mentioning we're adding about 1,000 square feet coming up next year, so we'll have a brand new exhibit for everyone to come and explore.
Very cool.
But these things take years. It's a combination of getting a lot of support from the community in terms of what we want to put in this, what content experts we might have in the
Sure.
community to bring in and help us make this exhibit super authentic and
Sure.
relatable. But then we have our own internal processes too between our team. We have a framework for play and learning that we run all of our exhibits by to make sure that they are they fit into our mission and what we're trying to do as
Sure.
a museum.
We also have a youth advisory group, and actually Casie and I just heard a pitch from them last week
Yep.
on an exhibit concept that they've developed.
That's
and this is a
cool.
group of middle, high school, and college students
Okay.
who grew up playing at the museum.
Oh, I love
and
that.
they come and they've spent a year kind of doing an evaluation of all the spaces,
Sure.
deciding where they think there's opportunities, and then developing this concept. So there's a lot of sources from it, but at the very core, the Building for Kids mission is to inspire discovery and build resilience through intergenerational play-based learning and exploration of the arts, sciences, and humanities. And so our mission isn't to run a children's museum.
Okay.
So all of the work we do, whether it's developing an exhibit or developing a program or advocating in the community, it's really about how do we understand and help address the needs of kids and their grown-ups in our community. We're the only cultural organization that's really focused. Our purpose is the people who walk through the door. Other museums, I used to work at an art museum.
Sure.
Art museums are about the art.
Sure.
And they'll let you come see it.
Sure.
History museums
Right.
are about the artifacts.
Right.
And they'll let you come see them.
Yep.
The symphony is about the music,
Right.
and they'll let you come hear
Here,
it.
exactly.
Right? And the Children's Museum, we are just about that kid and that grown-up that walked through the door right now, and what do they need?
Sure.
And how do we help them inspire discovery
Sure.
and build resilience through intergenerational relationship?
I like that. Inspire discovery and build resilience through intergenerational relationships.
Well,
Did I get
Yeah.
that right?
that's what I just said. Yep. You got it.
That's a lot, but I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
And so it's a cool opportunity for us because we spend a lot of time, and that's what I really like about my role.
Sure.
Is I get to spend a lot of time out in the community listening and learning.
Sure.
Right, about what are those opportunities, what are the needs. Our Food to Grow exhibit's one of our newer exhibits, and that exhibit, that was 3 years in the making, and it started with conversations about what's happening with kids' health outcomes. And how do we
Sure.
help inspire a greater variety of nutritionally valuable foods in people's diets? It's not about healthy eating. It's about making sure kids are eating a wide variety of foods. I
Sure.
mean, I know a lot of folks that end up developing mono diets where we eat 3 things and that's all we eat, right?
Right.
And even if those 3 things are broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots, it's not healthy for you.
Right.
You got to have some birthday cake in there.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
Absolutely. You've heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
you do.
I agree.
And so that's we had that concept, and there was
Sure.
a community advisory group, and that's evolved over time. But now we have this fantastic exhibit. I believe it's the best food exhibit in a children's museum that I've ever seen.
Ooh.
And we developed.
I haven't been there for a while.
Oh, you got to come see
Yes,
it because
yeah.
we have daily food programming. Kids are growing food, making food, tasting food. We have family meal workshops where 50
Really?
people come and make dinner together. We have a
What?
chef
That's
from
so
Milwaukee
cool.
who just spent 2 weeks teaching kids. My kids made tortellini from scratch. Like that, it is really about
That is
loving
really
food and
cool.
understanding the food system, where food
Sure.
comes from, and the importance of food for our bodies
Sure.
and the role it plays. And we had 2 years of nutritional anthropologists studying the impact of this exhibit, and it's really cool
It's
stuff.
like a big deal.
It's a
That's
really
awesome.
big deal.
This
There's more
isn't
than
like-
there's more than meets the eye when you come to play at the Building for Kids.
Right. You're not just a pretty face. You're not just
I've never been accused
You're-
of being a pretty
you're
face.
You're not just well, I'm talking about the whole
The
place.
building.
The
Yeah.
building.
Yeah. You're not just going out to Toys R Us
Nope.
and getting the cute little toy exhibit and throwing it in there and saying,
Go play.
done.
No.
There's a lot that goes into this.
Also,
Yeah.
Kelly, I have some bad news for you about
What?
Toys R Us.
They're gone. But you know what? Hold on. That's not 100% true.
It's still in.
It's
what is
in
it,
Macy's.
It's
It's
in
in Macy's
Macy's.
at Christmas time, right? Or,
It's in
or is
Macy's.
it always there?
I saw it actually recently.
Okay.
And it's a very condensed version. But my daughter was like, look, there's still a Toys R Us. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
And you can go to Canada. They
And
also
get
have
it?
them in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But I'm just saying, there's a lot. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Because
in
you
the
don't
last-
think about all of that when you know. So now I'm going to like really appreciate it a heck of a lot more.
And for those who haven't been recently, our museum has undergone quite a bit of change. We've redone most of our first floor within the last 2 years. So
Sure.
anyone coming, it would be very different to see now, including our Welcome Center. Our Welcome Center got a huge renovation too.
Cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So what does a day typically look like for each of you? I mean, obviously it changes up, right? But which is part of the fun, I think, right? But what kinds of things go down in a day?
That is a very hard question to answer because it is so different.
It is
like
different,
you were
right.
saying. But every day at the Building for Kids is a good day at the Building for Kids. It's
Sure.
hard to have a bad day when you walk through the museum and you see
Sure.
everyone having the best day
Yeah.
of their week or their
Right.
month or
Right.
their year. Let's just
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
And so it really changes, but it's a lot of opportunities to explore new ideas of how we're going to impact the community.
Sure.
And so that's what I get to spend most of my day doing now. It's helping our team and coming up with the next new idea.
Sure. That's what I was like. Are you constantly coming up with a new exhibit? Is there like a timeline on that where you're like, all right, it's January and we need to come up with a new exhibit?
Yeah. So we operate on a philosophy that you always need the hopper full.
Okay.
And so we
Us too. For real.
So the hopper, we are constantly adding to that,
Sure.
the potential ideas, right? So what are those ideas that could impact the outcomes for kids and their grown-ups in our community? And we just keep kind of throwing them up into the hopper. So those ideas are generated constantly.
Okay.
And then it's really about finding the match of like, when is the time for that idea?
Sure.
When can we allocate the resources for that idea? You know, and Casie talks about, we put a lot into the first floor. We've invested, thanks to the support of the community, more than $1 million in our first floor in the last year and a half.
That's awesome.
And so there's a really important understanding of like, it's, sometimes I get calls and people say, why don't you do an exhibit on this? I could give you some money to do it. I will say generally those exhibits are not the best exhibits anyway, if that's the process, but that they think an exhibit costs $5,000. And for something that we build in our space, it can't be a toy from Toys R Us, because there's going to be over 1 million kids who are going to play with that exhibit. Mm-hmm. And in our environment, our facilities and fabrication team spends a significant amount of time making sure that everything is working.
Sure.
It's and
durable.
Things break constantly,
right? Yep.
even though we build them to last.
Sure.
And so we had an exhibit once that lasted 1 day in the museum. And it was, and so if we go on the cheap, it quickly dies. And,
I believe that. We had an Easter event. Let's talk about that for a second. We had this Easter event at our office, and actually, we had the Easter Bunny, this guy, and but do you remember we had so many people come throughout the community, and I just remember this was at our old office. We had this big giant office space, and we were supposed to do an Easter egg hunt outdoors. Okay, this is two Aprils ago, and the week of the event, we got the largest snowstorm ever. So there goes the outdoor Easter egg hunt, and now we're bringing it all inside, and we're like, oh shoot, how do we do this inside, right? Yeah. So we put together Easter coloring books and crayons and this and that and paints, and we tried very hard, very last minute, to do something economical that was for the community. And let me tell you, when they left, it was like a battlefield. I was like, oh my gosh, there were so many people and so many kids. And do you remember there was like because we had like punch and cookies, and there was like juice on the walls, and I was like, oh my, what have we done in like 2 hours time? Mm-hmm. So I can only imagine. Yeah, because on a typical day at the museum, we have 600 people come and play, and there are days where we have thousands. That's
right?
a lot.
And the day might include, we have our Welcome Baby program. So that's a program. Every first-time parent in Northeast Wisconsin receives a free membership to the Building for Kids for the first 18 months of their child's life.
What?
We have
parent?
Everybody. And so we have...
That's so cool. I had no idea.
Yeah. So we have Welcome Baby play groups, so they can connect with other people on a similar life journey. I know when I became a parent, not all my friends became parents at the same time, and your lifestyle changes a little bit.
It sure does.
And so it's helpful to find somebody who's on the same journey.
Yeah.
We also have these connecting events where we bring in community resources. We have families that start coming prenatally. They're expecting their first child. So they start coming to those connecting events and understand what are the systems that exist in this community where I can get information, where I can get support as I'm going on this journey.
Sure.
And then we might have our junior explorers.
Sure.
These little 3 and 4 year olds. That's our free drop off preschool program for 3 and 4 year olds. Okay. School readiness, social emotional learning. But they run around in their little pennies with our staff. And then nowadays we've got summer camp. So our summer camps are full. Like I said, we just had 2 weeks where we had a chef come and teach kids how to cook.
That is so cool, by the way.
This week is music week. Mm-hmm. So kids are learning to play steel drums, and there'll be a concert on Friday.
Nice. I love that.
And so, or during the school year, then there's additional programming that sort of layers in and fills the museum every day, constantly with different groups of kids and families. And then in the school year, we have our after school program. So about 10 years ago, we did a research project where we took a couple hundred kids in the community and we split them into 3 groups. One group was the no fun group. They weren't allowed to come to the museum for 2 years. They got a membership at the end, but I don't think that's worth it. So that was the no fun group. So they just went to school. The second group went to school and then went to Boys and Girls Club every day after school. The third group did that and then came to the museum once a week. The museum enrichment group, we followed these kids from kindergarten through 3rd grade. The museum enrichment group started with the lowest social self-confidence, ended with the highest. the museum enrichment group saw the greatest improvement in math, reading, and science report card grades. So we know that type of child-directed play-based learning in the museum environment has a significant impact on all kids,
Sure.
but particularly those kids who don't have opportunities for other enrichment opportunities to fill that time with. And so we have an after-school Explorer Camp. So we have after-school programs. Our staff walks to schools, picks kids up, and brings them to the museum.
Really?
Yep, after school.
This is so cool. Why do I feel I live under a rock?
Yeah.
You know, I really need
But
to get out more.
It's a really nicely decorated rock.
Well, that's true. I have a
Is
decent
it
rock.
pink and neon?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a pink neon rock.
I mean, let me ask you this. What age do you, I don't want to say cater to, because I think you have a vast, but I mean, like, what is the typical age of kids coming into the museum?
So I always answer this question by saying that I started playing at the museum when I was 4, could have started when I was born.
Sure.
And I'm still playing at the museum.
I love that.
So it is all ages.
Any age.
Everything in the museum. This is a huge differentiator when we kind of were talking about like play cafes or indoor playgrounds, and those have
Sure.
their place. But everything at the Children's Museum is, one, has an intentional design behind it, and
Yep.
two, everything that a kid can do in our museum, an adult can do as well. There's not a single. It's not a sign that says adults sit here and eat a piece of pizza
Sure.
on your phone while the kids go play. That is not what the museum is designed for, and so all ages can play there. And we have our Building for Grown-ups events, and that's 21 plus folks
Sure.
play in there.
Sure.
I would say the core of our programming right now is in the elementary, prenatal through elementary.
Okay.
And so like our after-school program or our summer camps go up to 5th grade.
Okay. So, can we ask what your favorite exhibit is?
That is also a very hard question.
Okay.
Typically, I say that my favorite exhibit is Move It. We were talking about it
Sure.
a little bit earlier. It is great for all ages. It is fascinating to watch. You see a bunch of kids coming together and playing together and trying to figure out. It's a bunch of balls that go in these clear tubes that
I love
whiz around
those.
everywhere.
Yes,
and
my
you can
kids love
manipulate
those.
the different paths. And so it's a lot of fun for everyone. But
Yes.
I do think this new exhibit that we're building is probably going to take the top spot coming
Okay.
up real soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to say a favorite. I
Sure.
think if I didn't like the exhibit, it wouldn't be there by
Sure.
now.
I love that. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, so
Good for you.
But
Yes.
but if I have to think about the exhibit that's closest to my heart, it is the Heart Slide.
Okay.
I have actually the original model in my office of
that's
the Heart
cool.
Slide. That exhibit was foundational for me as a kid.
Sure.
Also, one of the people that I look up to in the community was very instrumental in creating it.
Sure.
And so it's the sort of the story of the Heart Slide as well as the nostalgia of it that holds me to it. It's also really creepy because it beats. And so like if you're at the museum late at night and
you're like,
you shut the lights off,
Yeah.
you hear boom, boom.
I love that.
It's Edgar Allan Poe, Telltale Heart.
That is fantastic.
That's what's happening.
Yes.
But I do want to, there is a very exciting exhibit coming called The Amazing Castle. And this will be with us from September until January.
Okay.
And during that exhibit, there will be an opportunity for people to come hear the heart at night because we're going to have an overnight night at the castle on October
Come
4th.
sleep in the museum wherever you want.
Yeah, you ever want to sleep in a treehouse or sleep in a Heart Slide or sleep in
That is cool.
sleep in the castle
See if all of our exhibits come to life at night, those kinds of things. You'd find it all out that night.
I
that
like
night.
that.
So that's October 4th and 5th.
Okay. That is cool. That is going to be really neat.
But
wow.
then the Amazing Castle
Yes.
so it's a traveling exhibit for us. It's a nationally traveling exhibit. So it's been to other museums across the country
Sure.
and it's going to come visit Appleton coming up in September.
Yay, Appleton.
Yes. And it is a medieval castle village. So it's a very immersive space where kids and their grown-ups can come in and take on all the different roles that bring that village to life.
Sure.
Things like a tailor or a blacksmith or we have a puppet theater in there so you can be castle entertainers and a cook and all those different roles
Sure.
that really help bring the community together and make it
That
what it is.
is really
so
neat.
That'll be something that's coming up. Like Oliver was saying, we're going to have an overnight at the castle.
Sure.
We're going to have a building for grown-ups event.
What is the building for grown-ups event?
So we've heard so often from members of our community
Sure.
that they miss coming to the building for kids after they grow up.
Sure.
And so this is a great opportunity for them to come back,
Yeah.
relive that childhood fun, play in the museum. Whether you have kids or you don't, you can come and play.
Sure.
And then we do a bunch of themed activities. We typically have like a DJ and a dance party. We have a cash bar.
Sure.
So it's just an opportunity to come check out the museum as an adult.
Very nice. Very, very cool.
Some of the most fun nights at the museum do happen at Building for Grown-ups.
Yes.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is so
That's
cool.
awesome.
I love that. Does it also serve as, and please forgive me if I'm completely wrong here, but does it also serve as like a fundraiser?
I'd say that the Building for Grown-ups certainly is a positive event, right? And I would call it more of a friend raiser. Our goal isn't to make money.
Okay.
So we keep the tickets reasonable.
Sure.
And so it's really about building engagement and continuing that relationship
Sure.
with the kids that grew up playing there, or the parents who are taking a night off but want
Sure.
to go somewhere familiar.
Yep.
Or, it was interesting. My wife mentioned at one of the adult events that she had never had the chance of driving the crane. Because there's always kids trying to get in it, and she's never pushed her way to the front like I have,
Right.
to drive the crane. And so it's a
Yes.
great opportunity to do those things. Like, how would you play on the exhibit when your
Right.
kids aren't there?
I love that. And it's unique. It's something fun. It's something different. I really, really like that. What are ways for the community to best, help the museum get involved, those kinds of things?
Yeah, I think there's a wide variety of ways for people to be involved. One, if you have kids or kids in your
Yes.
life, bring them down to the
Yes.
museum. The way that the museum functions is it's about 50-50. About half of our revenue comes from admissions and memberships and people renting the rooms for birthday parties
Sure.
and all of those things. It's important to recognize that the highest price anybody ever pays to come to the Building for Kids is $11, and our cost per visitor is about $17. So
Wow.
every person who comes is benefiting from the generosity of the community.
Sure.
And that's either through sort of grants and other like sponsorship programs, or just contributions
Sure.
from the community to support this work. If we want something like this to be in our community and we want it to be accessible, we have to support it in a variety of ways. That $11 is the max because we have a robust access program. And we recognize that the museum is for everybody. We want every child to have access to this. And so the way we do that is through a pay-what-you-can access membership model. So if for whatever reason there's a financial barrier where paying the admission fee is a barrier for a family, they have access to this family access membership where they choose the price that's right for their family to get unlimited access to the museum. They receive the exact same membership card that anybody else does. And so it's a really good program to make sure that we're able to make sure every family can play. So those families who can afford to make a contribution to help
Sure.
subsidize those memberships for families that can't is a really important way that people can support us. And if you go to our website, you can click the donate button and you can throw some bucks in
Sure.
to help make sure that we can continue that program.
But really, one of the easiest ways to support us is to become members at the Building for Kids.
Sure.
So that means free admission for the whole year, but
Yep.
it comes with a whole ton of other benefits too. We're actually starting Member Appreciation Month coming up in September, so
Okay.
there'll be lots of cool stuff. But additional member benefits include reciprocal benefits to museums across the country.
Oh,
You can go
wow.
for 50%
I didn't know
off
that
or
either.
free admission at
Sure.
other museums too. And so it's a great opportunity to
Dang.
travel as a family and visit
Yeah.
other museums as well. And honestly, members play so different at the Building for Kids too.
Sure.
So you can come however often you want, but you
Yeah.
can also come for as long as you want.
Sure.
It can be a quick stop in between other errands that you're running. You
Yeah.
can come for a full day. It just kind of takes some of the pressure off of that visit at that time to say,
Right.
I'm just going to stop in
Yeah.
for a minute versus I paid money for this. I'm going to be here
That's
until
a really good point.
we close.
You're like,
Yes.
I'm gonna miss something. I gotta do
We
everything.
are
Yeah.
not leaving until we've touched every inch. Yeah.
My wife and I were members before we had kids because
Sure.
we would use it to go down to Chicago and go to the Field Museum or the Museum of Science and Industry for free.
Absolutely.
And so being a member at the Building for
Yeah.
Kids has lots of benefits. And like Casie said, I mean, members do use the museum differently, and it really transforms how you function, particularly if you like coming downtown.
Yeah.
So, we have members who come to the farm market every Saturday and they pop into the museum for 15 minutes to cool off, get a drink, and go to the bathroom
Sure.
while they're doing their farm market activity. And so really owning a home base downtown you can own that by being a member at the Building for Kids. And we have a pure membership model. Our members are the governing body for our organization. So if maybe I get rid of your favorite exhibit or something like that, and you don't like me very much, our members elect our board of directors who supervises me. And so members really have a voice in our community at the Building for Kids. And it becomes, you own the Building for Kids as a member.
Sure.
You even get special hours where everyone else isn't coming in. So that's a big benefit.
I'm getting a membership.
Man, it's like Costco.
Literally. Yeah, this is like Costco. No, this is great though. And honestly, this is another big reason why I love doing this, because I learned so much that I didn't even know living under my rock.
Pink neon rock.
Pink neon rock that I live under, and I just come out every once in a while. No, but a membership, I mean, it seems it carries a lot of benefits.
We're even having a members preview night of our Amazing Castle exhibit, so they'll get to come see it first.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
That's cool. That's really
very
cool.
cool.
I think you should get a membership too.
Yeah.
You should.
Someday I will.
Not until you have kids?
Maybe around that time.
Hurry up. I want to be an aunt.
When you have your first child, then you get a free membership.
Yeah.
It's true. So see, you can get one now, and then you can get your free one once you actually have the child, right?
I'm saving money for a wedding and a new car.
Oh,
that's
congratulations.
true. Yeah, he's getting
Thanks.
married.
When are
in
you getting married?
October.
October.
Well, you better kind of start saving. That's a month away.
Yeah, right? If you didn't already know this, weddings are expensive.
Yeah, and I haven't paid off. I still owe about 60% of what the total is going to be. So,
If you need any help with that, you can come on down to our littlest branch at the Building for Kids.
Yeah.
oh,
I love that.
We even have a working drive-through tube, so we
Oh,
got you
perfect.
covered. Just pulling up.
See?
I feel like I haven't seen like an actual working
This
drive-through
has
tube
solved
in a while.
all of your problems today.
Yeah.
You know? I love
thanks.
it. Well, this has been great, honestly. Like, I've learned so much. Thank you guys so much. So, best place, obviously, you're right in the heart of downtown Appleton. People can just stop in during regular hours, right? But otherwise, go to your website, right?
Buildingforkids.org.
Buildingforkids.org. Get everything on there. Find out about all the upcoming events, right?
Yes, we have a huge list of upcoming events.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Well, thank you both so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Your time. I mean, the VP and the president
/CEO.
/CEO.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't let me forget that part. No, that was very, very, very cool. So thank you so much for educating us today. And should we talk about a couple of weekend events?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Here we go.
Let's see what's happening this weekend in the 920.
You're first.
I'm first? Mm-hmm. Okay. So our first event is à la Monet.
See, I wanted him to pronounce. I wanted to make sure that I give him the harder stuff.
Painting in the style of Claude Monet. Friday and Saturday, 4 a.m. to... I saw the number.
Wow.
10 a.m.
Woo.
10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay.
Root and Runner Creative Space, 1131 South Commercial Street in Neenah. Part art history, part practical application, and all inspiration a la Monet. Painting in the style of Claude Monet is a 2-day workshop where students will do a deep dive into Claude Monet's impact in the Impressionism art movement, learning about his color palette, brush strokes, and paint application, and more. Your instructor for this class is Neenah artist Dave Wolenk.
Once again, this is why I give him these.
Students must have basic oil painting knowledge, such as solvent and brush care. And let's see, you can enjoy this intensive art workshop and channel your inner impressionist artist in the Root and Runner studio. This workshop is for participants ages 14 and older. Pre-registration is required and class size is limited. Register at rootandrunnercreative.com. Admission is $150.
This is like a serious thing.
It's like a serious,
this is
like,
not like
hardcore painting class.
Yeah, this isn't like your, get out your paints and get your stick people.
It's not like a paint
going.
And sip kind of deal.
No, this is a real deal. It's definitely above my level,
Yeah.
but very cool for those that are good at it. right? Which is not me. All right. So this one, this sounds like fun. Trash, treasure, and treats. Three of my favorite things. Yeah, don't get them mixed up. Trash, treasure, and treats. This is happening Saturday from 7:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. at Tamra's, the Cake Guru in Oshkosh. So here we go. Their trash equals your treasure. And then it says, and yes, there will be treats. Tamra's team is going full-on clean-out mode. Closets, garages, storage units, even the mysterious bakery basement. Who knows what gems or glorious randomness they'll dig up. Come for the treasure, stay for the treats, because you know we can't resist turning cake scraps into something dangerously delicious. For old school vibes, we're hosting this throwback event at our Oregon Street spot, 1529 Oregon Street. Yep, the one we usually keep hidden away for production magic only.
Oh, wow.
What kind of treasure are they talking about, Nick? Well, let me tell you.
Okay.
Kids' clothes and back to school outfits, adult clothes, home decor, because Target is too easy, cake decorating supplies, vintage pillars, anyone?
Oh.
And honestly, we have no idea what else. That's half the fun. Stay tuned. We'll be dropping previews of the treasures and the sweet treats so you can start making your wish list. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. I feel like that's something
Check in with them on Facebook.
I might have to check out. This is another reason I love doing these events, because I always find things and then I go and I do them. I actually do them, which is cool.
Gets you out of your rock.
Right? It does. Exactly. All right, what do we got next,
It's a great
Nick?
callback. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Flipping for Foster's flip-flop decorating contest.
Okay.
All weekend, 10:45 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Brinkley's Boutique, 419 North Main Street, Oshkosh. We are excited to announce a brand new event here at Brinkley's Boutique, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. Flipping for Foster's is a flip-flop decorating contest where all proceeds will go directly to the Foster Closet at Innovation, helping foster families in need of basic essentials. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast, a crafty artist, or just someone who loves to get creative, we invite you to decorate a pair of flip-flops and enter them into the contest.
I feel like I could do the flip-flop decorating much better than the Claude Monet situation.
Well, here's how it works.
Okay.
Dates to enter now through the end of August, so you've only got a couple days left. Voting dates, September 1st through the 30th at Brinkley's Boutique.
Okay.
Entry perks, by entering, you're automatically entered to win a $100 gift certificate to Brinkley's if your flip-flops are the winner. Voting, customers can vote for their favorite flip-flops for just $5 per vote, and with all proceeds going to the Foster Closet at Innovation. Discount, every customer who votes will receive 10% off their purchase, including fall and summer clearance, on the day that they vote. It's a fun way to show off your creativity while supporting a great cause. Plus, it's your chance to win some shopping cash at Brinkley's Boutique.
I've honestly never heard of Brinkley's Boutique.
Yeah.
Again, I got to get out from underneath my rock.
Oh,
but
no, the flip-flops will not be returned to the designer, so they're keeping them.
That's fine. I just think this is a really cool concept.
Let's flip for a cause and make a difference together. And, yeah, I don't have their contact information, but I know that they can also be reached on Facebook.
Absolutely. So. Brinkley's Boutique, 419 North Main Street, Oshkosh, and that's happening all weekend. Very cool. Very interesting.
Kelly, we got one final event.
All right, we got one oh, boy. This is one me and the fam always do. It's getting harder to get the kid. And my kids are 12 and 10 now. And every year, I feel like it used to be like, hey, kids, let's get in the car and go to the fair. And they were like, woo. And now they're like, okay. I'm like, what the heck? Okay, so Calumet County Fair, Friday through Sunday. Calumet County Fairgrounds, 200 West Chestnut Street in Chilton. I can attest. I've been to this many times. I think it's a lot of fun.
Same.
Join us at the Calumet County Fair Labor Day weekend. Fair by day, festival by night, filled with family entertainment and local bands. The biggest little fair in Wisconsin is sure to be fun for all ages. It's going to feature some of the hottest and most unique bands and showcasing exhibits from area youth, including 4-H clubs, FFA, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, and many other exhibitors. The fair is the place you want to be. There's fantastic family-friendly midway and appetizing fair food for everyone to enjoy. I can attest to that as well.
Yeah.
I've had the fair food. It's very good.
Do the rides first and then the fair food.
Yes. Rides
It's a
and then
correct
fair
order.
food. So, okay. My children, you know them.
I've met them.
You're familiar. Do you know what did I tell you about this?
No.
What they say about fairs and carnival rides?
No.
Mom, those rides are janky. They came in on a bus or a cart or whatever and got set up, and we are not going on those rides. And I'm like, who are you? Because when I was that age, like, yes, we all worry.
What rides are not that?
Correct.
Yeah.
Very good. That point number one, absolutely. Point number two is, like, as an adult, maybe we kind of think of those things a little bit, like safety issues and right. But as a kid, I was always just like, put me on the ride. How many rides do I get to go on?
Yeah, it's
Mom,
the adrenaline.
buy me the unlimited wristband, right? Like, that was a good day at the fair or carnival or whatever. And my kids are like, no, we're not. We're going to pass on the rides. They do like the games. They like the games a lot. And I really have, obviously, my pocketbook really enjoys that, where I get to go and, like, spend $20 for them to, win a stuffed animal that I could have bought on Amazon for, like, $1. But it's the experience, right? It's the experience.
Yeah.
But it is fun. It is fun, and I love going and seeing all the animals. And, my kids just won't go on the rides.
Yeah. And you can always stop at the building for kids.
We could always make it it could be a whole day. We could do farmer's market, building for kids,
And then the fair.
and then the fair.
Sounds like a great
That sounds
day.
like a great
That
Saturday.
honestly does sound like a great Saturday.
Let's do it this Saturday.
I think we should. You know what? Let's everybody get out, because the weather is great too. We've been having some fantastic weather, and let's face it, it's not going to last forever. No. So let's get out there and enjoy. Thank you guys again so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And we will definitely come by and visit you. And, well, under one condition.
Oh.
I think Oliver, you're going to need to get your paints back out.
Do some face painting?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
My daughter is going to want some kind of okay.
We're always looking
Yeah.
for ways to do fun client events.
I'm going to hold you to this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll throw that in there. Is that we host actually most nights of the week. I mean, we're open 9 to
Sure.
4 every day
Sure.
right now, and in the school year it's Tuesday through Sunday 9 to 4. But most nights of the week we have something going on after hours.
Okay.
Whether it's a
Cool.
corporate event, I
Sure.
mean, we've done black tie cocktail parties, we've done sit down
I love
galas,
this.
we've done weddings, we've done all sorts of
Oh,
things.
wow.
But if you want a fun client event or company picnics or bring your kid to work day or all those things, the museum, I mean, we do events most days.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
I really have learned a lot today.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
See you at the museum.
All right. Have a great week, everybody, and a great weekend.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To contact the Kelly Davies Homes team for all of your buying and selling needs, call 920-791-9047. Find us on Facebook at the Kelly Davies Homes team or go to kellydavieshomes.com.